Take two.
This is Stephen, the Disney Drago Robinson. You're watching the one and only Sport Icon. Bow!
Okay, so since Tyson Fury has started up his training camp for Oleksandr Usyk for Wembley Stadium April 29th, he's put out a couple of videos. And I've seen a lot of people, especially on Instagram and here on YouTube, commenting about Tyson Fury's appearance. He looks like he hasn't been training and all that kind of stuff. So they're saying, does he really want the fight? Was the 70-30 split thing a way to get Usyk to try and walk away? And as Usyk called his bluff, the rematch. So Usyk didn't get the A-side money in the rematch and things like that. So people are saying, well, maybe he actually wasn't training. Maybe he had no intention of fighting Oleksandr Usyk. But now he's got no choice because Usyk backed him into a corner and he can't get away, which is a bit odd, really, because for me, Tyson Fury is one of these guys that it doesn't matter what kind of shape he is, what kind of condition he is, he can always perform. He's one of those guys, he probably didn't even need to do a training camp. He can just get off the sofa and perform in the ring, regardless of how he looks. Okay, but of course, conditioning, it is important. The body is not necessarily important, but yes, of course, he has been looking very, very flabby. He does look overweight. He looks like he hasn't really been training. He looks like he's been enjoying life. And maybe people are right. Maybe he didn't really want the Usyk fight, but now he's got no choice. Which is a shame because Usyk can beat Fury and Fury can beat Usyk. There's no guaranteed winner for either one of them. And I know some boxing fans, boxing fans can be fickle and boxing fans are very easy to put out their predictions as to what will happen. It's very easy in the comment section because if you're wrong, you're wrong. Oh, well. Doesn't really matter. Boxing's not difficult to make predictions in the sense of you've got a 50% chance of being right. Either Usyk's going to win or Fury's going to win. Pick one. You've got a 50% chance of being right, haven't you? But Tyson Fury, how he looks, shouldn't really concern people. In the sense of, if you really want Tyson Fury to win, I wouldn't be concerned about it. If you really want him to lose, and you think that that might be an advantage, again, I wouldn't have thought so. Tyson Fury can do a 12-week training camp or a 4-week training camp. It will make no difference. Because Fury's out the ring for 2.5 years. He was obese. He was massive, absolutely massive. He gets in there, he takes on Francesco Pianetta. It is what it is. Just to knock off the cobwebs, if you like. Not that he needs to knock off cobwebs as far as boxing is concerned, because he's always going to be able to do it. He's been doing it ever since he was a kid. But to get used to being back under the lights, get the attention, all that kind of stuff. And then he went over to America and took on Deontay Wilder. And he was in very, very flabby, soft condition. Soft condition. You can see that his body was very flabby. His skin was loose. So he was in a terrible state. And any top heavyweight out there would have beaten Tyson Fury on that night. Put him in there with a Joshua or an Usyk, a Joyce, or anyone like that. They would have wiped the floor with Tyson Fury on that night. They would have done. John Fury has said this too. But Wilder couldn't. Because Fury knew Wilder has very little to no boxing IQ. He doesn't really hold that skill. So Fury was never really going to be in trouble with Wilder, except for the fact he did get complacent and got dropped, okay? But the point is that it doesn't matter about what Tyson Fury does in camp and what he doesn't do. For him, it's all about getting motivated. That's all it really is. So the result will be the same whether Tyson Fury does a 12-week training camp, an 8-week training camp, or 4-week training camp. The result will be the same. Tyson Fury will perform how Tyson Fury is going to perform. And in years gone by, he's always gone through fights, not necessarily preparing for fights properly, but going through a fat camp. That's what he has been doing. But granted, he hasn't really left himself an awful lot of time. And if he hasn't been training at all, then yes, that part would be worrying. But Tyson will always be training. Tyson will always be doing something. Okay, he's never just going to be sitting there ordering takeaways. Okay, that's not what he's going to be doing. I said before, if this mental health thing is real, then he needs exercise. He needs to go to the gym to help give him some tunnel vision, if you like. So he would always be doing something, but not intense training. For a camp, yeah, most fighters do intense training. But ultimately, you're either good or you're not. Fury's at the stage now where he doesn't need to hone his craft. He doesn't need to learn anything. Like Oleksandr Usyk. There's things that I know about Oleksandr Usyk that I won't be talking about in this video, but there's certain things that he doesn't do because he doesn't need to, because he's been doing it all his life. How many hundreds of amateur fights has he had? Travelled to each champion's backyard to pick up titles. Certain things he don't need to do, much like Tyson Fury. There's certain things he don't need to do. So no, I personally wouldn't be worried if you're really wanting Tyson Fury to win. I wouldn't be worried about how he looks physically. Honestly, I wouldn't. The only thing I might be a little bit worried about is the fact that he seems to struggle with shorter guys. He does. Short and fast guys. If they're faster than Fury, Fury doesn't know what to do at times. But ultimately, it's a 12-round fight. He's going to get opportunities and he's going to get chances. So, we'll have to wait and see how the fight goes, won't we? Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.